أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعه وله وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد, we gathered again, alhamdulillah, the new series of learning to empower our communities and of course to get closer to Allah Azza wa Jal. Everything a Muslim learns is to get closer to Allah Azza wa Jal. Remember that. Everything we do in this world is to get closer to Allah Azza wa Jal. It's to be a good servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's to be the slave of Allah Azza wa Jal, to manifest that in everything that we do, everything we say. It revolves around that belief that we are the slaves of Allah, no more than slaves of Allah. That's an honor to be the slave of Allah, not for anybody else, of anything else. Slave of Allah, who is here to worship Allah, and we do everything to achieve that based on that. So based on being a slave of Allah and to achieve the ultimate goal of pleasing Allah by worshiping Him the way He wants, subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I am a slave, and my goal is to worship Allah and please Him, subhanahu wa ta'ala. And from being a slave to achieve the goal, we live in this dunya. Okay, so everything we do and we say is to please Allah Azza wa Jal as a good slave of Him, subhanahu wa ta'ala. So inshallah, we continue in that path by learning, discussing, understanding, then implementing and teaching what we know. So now we accumulate lots of knowledge in tafsir of the Quran, in knowing the rules, the rights and the duties of a Muslim, male or female, husband or wife, and all of that. So now we are going to learn how to mentor others, and how to transfer that knowledge. So once this is clear to all of us, then we will fulfill. But if it is not clear, and I'm learning. Why are you learning? But now you learned something. What you are going to do with that? If you don't know why you are learning it, then you will not know what to do with it. You learn the class. We took a class now about the role of parents, or the importance of family, or we took a tafsir of a surah, or a hadith of the Prophet. Okay, now, if you don't know why you did that, you will not know what to do with it. And even if you know what to do with it, it's not going to be sincere. So you have to know, why are you doing this? I'm doing this to please Allah Azza wa Jal. How are you going to please Allah Azza wa Jal? By practicing what I learned. I learned the surah, I learned the rules, I learned the family, I learned all of that. So I learned all of this to please Allah Azza wa Jal. How I'm going to do that then? By practicing what I learned. Quran says, Sunnah says, science says, this is the law, this is the culture, this is the rules that does not contradict the deen, so I have to follow it. And then implement that in my life. And after I do that, I become a role model now. Then I have to teach it to others. So first, I'm a student who wants to please Allah Azza wa Jal by being a student. Now I got that knowledge. Now I need to understand that knowledge and implement that knowledge within myself. Then now I'm a role model, a teaching role model. So when I teach it and distribute it, people can see what I'm talking about. Like what I'm saying, they can see it within me, also in my life. Then we become the best nation raised from mankind. Easy said, but it's very hard to practice. Now, makes us to prevent the host here. Right. Today we are going to learn about mentoring or mentorship from a academic perspective, and then we'll connect it with the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the next couple of sessions, inshallah. If I ask you, as my class today, what is coaching and what is mentoring? What would you say? Are they different? Are they the same? I'm asking a question, so.
I guess mentoring is more long-term. You have to follow over a long period.
Mhm.
Coaching is more short-term. That's how I look at it.
But who else want to say something about it? Anybody? You don't want to be a coach or a mentor?
Can I say something?
Sure.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wassalam.
Yes, I know when there is a person having a problem, so the coach is the one that helping them solve the problem. They don't give them like an answer or solution, but they walk them through to help them get solution for their problem.
Okay. Right. What about a mentor?
Mentor is the one, like according to my information, mentoring is the person is following up with you, like giving you instruction and following up with you to see like how far you're doing, or like a follow up with you to give the instruction and follow up with you.
Okay. Very good. Jazakallah khair. Who else?
Yeah.
It's not about who's saying right and who's saying wrong here, huh? We're just trying to get to the bottom of it. So everything you say is right, huh? But we're trying to get to the most accurate thing. And that's one of the one of the coaching tips and mentorship skills. Is that what I'm doing with you right now? Like, trying to get, so in the back of our mind, we're afraid to say because we are thinking right and wrong. No, we're not thinking right and wrong here. We're thinking like based on your information, what is it? Part of what you're saying, if not all of what you're saying, will be right. I hope you understand this concept here today. Keep adding. Every one of you is adding to the definition. Keep it up. Okay, more sisters? How about encouraging positive actions? Would this be a good addition? Discouraging negative action. Training people to do something. Helping others solve problems. Huh? Building strong personality. That's also parts of the, the general definition. General definition. So basically helping others. Can we say that? It's about coaching and mentoring, it's helping others. The difference is very, fine, but both working on enabling others to do something. Enabling others to do something. Yeah, man, you have a definition for us?
I'm sorry, my internet goes in and out. A definition for which one?
Either one, coaching. You can type it if you want.
Well,
Type it in.
I feel as a mentor is a person who's maybe more experienced in the field.
Yes. You can type it in the
Okay.
chat. Yeah, that would be better. Type it to everyone and yeah. Mentor is someone experienced in the field. Coach also should be experienced in the field. Okay, good. Thank you, Amir. Now, before we, because this is our class and our courses and our relationship with each other, me and you, have been built on something very important. It's like more, what we study is more about how we think. It is not what we think, how we think. It's not accumulating information. Because if you know how you think, it becomes very important. Now, what am I trying to do? I am trying to, because the definition of coaching and mentoring is already exists. It already exists somewhere. Yeah. And when I'm asking you, what do you think the definition is? It's either you know it or you don't know it. Either you know it as the people of the field of coaching and mentoring defined it, because those will be the best ones to define. So is it defined already? Yes, it is defined. في اصطلاح اصطلاح of the people of the art or the job, or if I'm talking about engineering, the engineers or the people of engineering already made a definition of engineering. Medicine, people made teaching, people already put a definition. Muslim, there is a definition of who is a Muslim. Quran, there is a definition of Quran. Mentoring, there is a definition of mentoring. We do not know it, and now we're trying to know it. So why I'm asking you about something that I know that you do not academically actually know? Again, why am I asking you about something that I know you do not know? Can you answer that, Amen? And the Prophet did it, by the way. Allah did it also. Why would you ask someone a question that they do not know? And you know they do not know. Why are you asking them about it?
To get them to start thinking.
Yes, exactly. That is actually the core issue, is to get the person to start thinking about it. Oh, what? I did not, that's a question I should have known, like that. Trigger interest, triggering interest in something. Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam telling the people, do you know who is a person, a bankrupt person? Everyone said, yeah, we know bankrupt is the guy who does not have money, who lost his money. He said, no, that's not what I'm talking about. Yeah, what? Then what? I am talking about the Muslim who comes in the day of judgment with prayer and hajj and zakah and salah, but he insulted someone and backbite someone and did this. So all of them take from his hasanat until the hasanat is over, and then he take from their sayyat, then he goes to hellfire. That's a true bankrupt. You see? So he asked them a question about something they thought that they know or they do not know. Jibreel alayhi salam come to the Prophet and ask him, what is Islam, what is Iman, what is this? He knows, but the Sahaba don't know. So it is the purpose of teaching others as well. Also, there is another purpose, the purpose of knowing or gauging your information. From your answers, I know my class. How do they think about this topic? How much do they have? So I'm sending like, the X-rays or the ultrasound, and it comes back to me again. Well, this is what these sisters know about the topic. Then I can build on it. It's not like I just talk, and maybe what I'm talking, they already know. You become bored. Or what I'm saying is higher than your level, then you will be disassociated. Or it is below your level, then you're going to become bored. So I have to know the information that you have about the topic, how much you have, how much you need, and then according to that, I feed you. So I evaluate, like a doctor. What's your weight? What is your height? What are the symptoms? What do you need? And then I give you accordingly. That's actually mentorship. right? That's actually mentorship in the highest of manifestations. Yeah, it's to do what exactly needed. So based on that, that's the book you want to be taking information from. If you want to order it, I don't know if it's expensive or not. I forgot when I bought it. So gonna find it in Amazon for sure. Okay. That's one book. And for those who want more practical things, like in the field, teaching and all of that, that would be a book. Right? And the author wrote a few other interesting books if you want to. Okay, so from the recording, you can take like a screen picture or screenshot and try to review those books, and you can have them in your library. It's a good investment, trust me. I always go back to it whenever I need. So if we, now we know the books, if we talk about mentorship and coaching, knowing the difference, it helps us to decide what we need from one side, and it helps you knowing what you give from the other side. Okay? So knowing the difference between mentorship and coaching, both doing the same thing, by the way. You're teaching someone or other person a skill, solving their problem, like some of you said, solving their problem. They do not know how to play basketball. So the coach and the mentor will teach how to get over their problems, all the problems that they have. So based, all of those problems that preventing them, or they think that is preventing them from knowing how to play basketball, has to be eliminated and handled. Now, how to be a basketball player will teach them the principles of the game, and how to improve yourself. This is how to, teach them those skills as well, how to empower them and teach them exactly what it is. So actually the actual basketball playing and dribbling and using the ball and going around comes at the last thing, as the last thing. And with it, then you try to improve them on the strategy and the goals and all of that until they succeed. Okay. So coaching is the method of helping others grow and improve the competence, their competence, providing suggestions and encouragement. So again, what is coaching? Is a method of helping others or helping people who are coached, whether they are workers, players, students, family members, people who pay you to coach them. So it is a method. The coaching is a method of helping them to improve in their jobs and in their fields, in their capacity, helping them to improve as a father, as a mother, as a student, as a player, as a Muslim, as a teacher, as a doctor. So a coaching is to help them improve in their respective field or the issue that they came to you for, or the issue that you're assigned to coach them with, is to a method. The coaching is a method to help them grow and improve in their respective field by doing what? By following skills, by providing suggestions and encouragement. Providing suggestions and encouragement. That's what a coach would do. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Let's do this, let's do that. And you encourage them, you can do it, and all of this. So you go to the gym and you find someone coaching someone. So they want to lose weight. So they are going to help them with that. They want to tone their muscles. They're going to help them with that. They want to become a bodybuilder. They want to help them with that. So whatever their goal, Okay, whatever the goal that they want and set for themselves, you do not set a goal for them. They come to you, the goal for themselves, and then you suggest things. You can suggest things for them to change their goal, but you don't change their goal, because they come later and said, you are the one who gave me that goal and I failed after 20 years. You don't want to do that. So what's your goal? What do you want to achieve? I want to achieve such and such. I think it's not that enough of a goal for you. You can suggest that. I think, you need to review your goal. You can suggest that, So give suggestions and give encouragement. Once you suggest and they accept, okay, now I want to lose weight. I want to tone my muscles. I want to be an athlete. I want to train for the next championship. I wanted to lose some weight before the Thanksgiving, whatever it is. You're going to help them with that goal, and then you give them the encouragement. Yeah, you're closer, you're better today. I can see that. And you push them. So you give them that encouragement. Now we know what coaching is. We'll come to mentoring in a minute, but this is coaching. Coaching is a method of helping others to grow and improve in their respective field or with respective goals by providing suggestions and encouragement. So now you cannot be a coach unless you know how you can help others. What are the skills that you're going to give them? What are the principles? How are you going to evaluate that person who come to you for coaching? How are you going to decide what you want to do with them? Like I told you, for example, I'm asking a question, so I know what you have, then I give you what you need. But you decided that we want that course. So you see, you came to me for that. Sheikh, we need you to coach us through this. Okay. Now, an effective coach, to become an effective coach, that you are going to give suggestions and you give encouragement and you help people to reach their goal. To do that, you need few skills. You need empathy. Empathy. You want to feel what they have. You cannot be a good coach and say, oh man, you did this again. Man, you're a loser. It's all over. This failure. We're going to work with this failure. Never do that. You have to have empathy. Empathy means I feel what you went through. I can relate to it, even if you did not go through. Somebody come and tell me about my health experience. I said, man, I can feel it. I was diabetic one day, and empathy. Huh? So they can relate to you, because if you have empathy, they can relate to you. And under empathy, of course, there is building rapport and doing other things. But think about it like that, empathy. Cannot be a good coach without being empathetic to others. Not apathetic. Apathetic means there is no feeling, but you have empathy, not apathy. Apathy means indifference. It's I don't care, and that's not a coach's tool. This is people come to you because others are apathetic to them. They are like, people don't care. People, indifferent to me. My family don't care about what I'm doing. Nobody appreciates. Nobody recognizes what I do. That's apathy. And they come to you. You have to show empathy. Right? So don't mix the terms here. You have to show empathy, because others have apathy. With the A, apathy, they don't, but empathy, that means encouraging more. And it's all about the Latin and the Greek and all of that. You put an A before something, it negates it. You put EM before it, means it's like, giving more emphasis and so on. But anyways, so, you need empathy. And you need active listening. We'll talk about this a lot. Are you actively listening to me now? Put in the chat yes or no. You are listening to me. All of you listening to me now. I agree, but are you actively listening to me? Put yes or no in the chat. Yalla بسرعة, fast. Fast. Yes or no? No, I want all of you to write something, because this is an exercise. I want all of you to write something. How many Amen wrote? Count.
For sure.
Mamuna, you are doing, because even internet is not helping her out. But or what about the rest? Heba, are you actively listening? Answer yes or no. Are you actively listening to me? Sister Aini, are you actively listening to me?
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Alaikum salam, Sister Kulsum. Are you actively listening to me?
Okay, I think I am, but you need to define active. I think active listening is like.
That's actually why I did the exercise.
because
nobody asked me what do you mean by actively listening. Everybody just say yes, yes, yes.
Well, to me, active means I respond to your questions. That's active. So by responding
actively
to the
listening
is active.
means you are doing the act of listening, no more. Actively. Once you talk, you're not listening. Get the point? So the period of listening, it's either you are listening or listening actively, or not listening.
Or is it like paying attention, Sheikh?
Yeah, but it is not. Because paying attention means you're not distracted by any other thing. Yes?
Yes.
But still you can be not actively listening. So we have to define what's active listening.
So you must say then, are we tuned in then?
What's that?
Are we tuned in to your conversation?
You are getting closer.
Oh.
You are getting closer. Still one more step.
Listening and then trying to think and then respond to it, I think.
Yes, you're very, very close. You're trying to think.
Comprehending, is that what you're trying to say, Sheikh?
Say it again?
Comprehending?
Yeah, comprehending is in the way. But you, now what you said, let me summarize what you said so you can find the missing piece. Listening means you are not talking. You are hearing me. You are hearing my voice, my sound now, right? You are paying attention, so you are not distracted by any other thing, right? You are just listening and focusing on what I'm saying, okay? Comprehending it means you have to understand. I'm not speaking Chinese, you know, I'm not speaking Arabic. I'm speaking a language that you know, yes?
Yeah.
So you are comprehending what I'm saying and you know exactly what it is. One missing piece. Okay, now if I am talking and you keep guessing like this and you keep when every word I say, you talk and answer that point. You're not actively listening. Actively listening is trying to understand what I want, but what I'm saying, by what I'm saying. I'm saying something, you have to sit there and listen and see what does he want from saying what he's saying? What do I need to do? You know, that will help you to have a good response. But if you want to answer and respond to every point I'm saying, that's not active listening. Because now you are on the other side. You don't have empathy. You are on the other side. That's why a therapist does active listening. Active listening means something active, means the listening is going on. It is not the thought in my brain how to respond to this, and I want to respond to that, and I don't agree with this, and I don't agree with that. That's not active listening. Your brain is fighting what I'm saying. But when I'm talking to you, you're trying to make sense of what I'm saying. That's active listening. Is making sense out of what the person say. Is not to defend it or to disagree with it or criticize it. No, it is to make sense out of what he says so I can respond properly. When you're a coach, you're not on the other side. You're on the same side of that person. You want to know what they are going through. They are grieving. They are talking to you and they are crying. You have to make sense. Why are they crying? But if you are not actively listening, you say, what a child. What are they? Why they are crying like this? Oh my God, now they're going to start crying. Oh, here we go again. That's not active listening. You see now, trying to make sense out of that. Why are they doing what they are doing and how can I help? You see active listening now? There's a completely different game. Your child comes to you and says something that you already judge is silly. You will never be an active listener with your child that way. You already decided. But if They keep coming to you with the same thing. You have to think and say, why are they saying this? There must be something that is triggering them to say what they're saying. Let me get to the bottom of it. Did somebody bother you? Are you okay? You know, tell me what's going on. Like that. So that's active listening now. Active listening to them. You listen completely focused and trying to make sense out of what they're saying so you can help them. So that's why you are listening to help them. You are not listening to defend. Some people make that mistake, you know. Someone comes to me as a sheikh, right? Yeah, sheikh, I committed adultery. Example, yeah. I'm giving you an extreme example. I committed adultery. Now this is a woman who's married. I'm just giving you the worst example ever, yeah. A woman who's married. Did it happen actually in truth? Yes, it happened in truth. Okay, somebody come to my office now and they want to talk about that. How can I do active listening? Tell me. I have a musibah now sitting on my couch in the office.
Try to put yourself in her position and try to reason out why is she committing.
Right. Because if I judged from the beginning that, oh my God, I cannot do this. How come she did this? Is she a true Muslim or not? I'm not listening to anything she says because I already decided, yeah? So I'm not the judge. If I'm the judge, yeah, I need evidence and I will judge. If I am her father, I need to approach this in a different way. If I'm her brother, if I'm her husband, I'll approach it this way. But she's coming to me now with a problem for solution. If I do not act like this and that, in that position, I'm the worst person ever that she can talk to me because I'm going to call her father, I'm going to call her brother, I'm going to call her husband, and I'm going to reprimand her and tell her that she's going to go to hellfire. Why? Because I'm not actively listening. But even though the musibah already happened, then I have to see what led her to this. She was weak at that point. That guy that you persuaded her, you know, he did something. She was under influence of drugs. But what is it exactly? I cannot reach to how did this happen except through active listening. And active listening, and I have to sit there open-minded. Not open-minded means I agree with what happened. No, but I want to see how did this happen. Because if I'm not actively listening, oh, what a bad woman. She's sitting in front of me now. Look at her. How dare she does this? Man, if this is my daughter or my wife, I would have done this. That's not active listening. I cannot be a coach. So active listening now, I have to listen to exactly what she says and make sense out of it. Was she right? Was she wrong? Was she weak? Was she pressured? What led to that? Then we have to solve the problem. We find that her husband abandoned her. He does not give her physical, sexual right. This is not justifying. Like, who is this other guy? He comes to their house more often. He's a friend of her husband. He is someone like who pushed her to this. She find somebody bargained with her. She did something like she was afraid of, and one thing led to the other. I cannot reach to these results if I already prejudged her. So I have to have empathy and I have to have active listening. We'll come and talk about active listening more inshallah. So coach is having empathy, active listening, and ability to size up people. The ability to size up people, that's a science by itself, by the way. And most of the people fail in it. How to size up people. You find someone, a scholar, but people do not respect. And you find someone who's nobody and people respect. Someone because they are rich or because they are like handsome or they're beautiful. People, like give this is their, but your ability to size people up, like level of education, what is their background, what is the main qualities and all of that. So you have to have the ability, what's in Islam called firasa. In Arabic, firasa is like you size up people very fast. So you'll find like, I can size up other sheikhs very fast, like in 30 seconds or maybe less. I can size them up. So I work on my ability until I find that the one question that if you ask, the one answer tells you who's the person. Okay? So, and that question is not like, Assalamu alaikum, and you ask the question. It doesn't work like that. You may be actually sitting for 1 hour, but sizing them up would be 30 seconds only within that hour. So you get more information, and based on that, you just ask the question, and you will be able to know what is the level of these people. You're sizing them up very fast. So that's why you find doctors sizing each other up, sheikhs sizing each other up, sisters sizing each other up without even realizing what they're doing. While you are in Starbucks, or you're sitting, or you are in a wedding, or everybody's sizing everybody up all the time. But you have to do it at will, and you have to be able, as a coach, to size people up. You have to know these people come to you, what are they? And we'll talk about that as well. Diplomacy and tact. You have to have diplomacy. You cannot just give the people all the things in their face. I don't like what you're doing. You are a despicable person. You cannot do that. You have to learn diplomacy, even if what you say is the truth. So you have to have diplomacy with that. Patience towards people. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was always like that. Patience. Allah Azza wa Jalla says in the Quran, وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَظًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ. With the mercy of Allah, became lenient to them. وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَظًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَانْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. If you are rude and hard-hearted person, they would have run away from you. So have to patient with others. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, people will insult him, and he is patient, and he's smiling. He said, رحم الله أخي موسى أوذي أكثر من ذلك فصبر. May Allah have mercy on my brother Musa. He was harmed with more than that, but he was patient. See, patience with people. You cannot be a good coach if you're not patient. You can be a teacher, but if you are impatient as a teacher, you know that you cannot be a coach. You can teach people something, but you cannot be a coach. Coach means you're going to implant in them a skill as a coach and a mentor that will stay with them for the rest of their life. But you're going to teach them the Qa'da Qur'ani, you're going to teach them Tajweed, you're going to teach them Tafsir, you're going to teach them how to jump rope, but that's it, right? If you are impatient, especially like if he's teaching people like an important course, like driving and prayer, wudu, you have to be very patient. Why? Because that skill will stay with them forever. So I'm teaching people how to do wudu. I can take a year to teach my child to do wudu. 1 year, doing it every day, 5 times a day. You see what I'm giving you the extreme thing. They're not going to take that long, but if what it takes to teach my child proper wudu and the salah is to coach them and teach them wudu and the salah 5 times a day for 1 whole year, is worth it. And I'm going to become very, very patient, them repeating the same mistake and the same mistake and the same mistake. Why? Because for the next 60 or 70 years of their life, they are going to do that thing right. Okay? So being patient with people. I'm giving you general ideas today, okay? Next week, inshallah, I'm going to go in depth with examples from Quran and Sunnah and how to do that to yourself. And I hope, inshallah, after this, Iman will take, the notes. So this becomes very, usable, that you need to use it. Is very, very important. Patience towards people and concern for the welfare of others. A good coach is always looking around and wants best for others. I have to have a concern for their welfare. First question I ask, are you safe now? Somebody who came and committed this or committed that, are you safe now? If a person talks about his safety, or the wife is like being abused, are you safe right now? First concern. Be concerned with people. You have to be patient. Listen to them. You have to have empathy. You have to have active listening. Yeah. Non-competitiveness. That's what I talked in the beginning. Non-competitiveness with team members or others. So you do not compete with them. You find that they are better than you. As a coach, you could not say, oh, how did they achieve that? Now you failed as a coach already. You cannot coach them because they feel that they are better than you, or they are achieving in another field than you. Then you are not going to coach them sincerely. So non-competitiveness and the enthusiasm for people. You feel very good when people achieve stuff. So again, you have to have empathy toward people. You have to have active listening toward people. You have patience toward them. And you have to have diplomacy, and you have to have the ability to size up people, and you have to have concern for the welfare of others. You have to have non-competitiveness with others and enthusiasm for people, and you have to have self-confidence, that you are confident that you can do this. Self-confidence. You are not like I don't know how I'm going to handle this now. I don't know how to coach this person now. Actually, one of the coaching skills is to know how to deal with hard to deal with people. Example. That's not coaching, but I'm just giving you an example. Like someone comes and tell me, Sheikh, you are late for Salah. Okay, I'm sorry, late for Salah. You're not doing your job properly. The same person, same time. Okay, so what's my job exactly entails in your idea? Is to lead Salah. I said, well, my job is not to lead Salah. Assumed wrong. You see now where is this going? So what's your job? Well, my job is to tell you what to do. What do you mean? Like my job here as the resident scholar of the masjid is to tell you what to do. And you are doing it wrong right now. You see this? The ability to have this patience, self-confidence, and talk to people. Now, when he said, you are not doing my job, I said, who are you to tell me what you're telling me? I lost. Because I'm focused on a completely different thing. My ego kicked in. No, very simple. Sayyidina Umar ibn Abdul Aziz one time passing in the Haram, in the Haram of Mecca. And there was a guy sleeping on the floor. So by mistake, Umar ibn Abdul Aziz stepped on his hand or leg or something like that. So the person uncovered his face and said, are you blind? That's Amir al-Mu'mineen, huh? And if he ordered his execution, he would be executed, and it will take him out of the Haram because it's Haram and they will execute him. So the people, they said, yeah, Amir al-Mu'mineen, he told the people not to reply because they were about to reply to the guy. He said, not to reply. And he passed. They said, yeah, Amir al-Mu'mineen, why you not let us talk to him? He said, the guy asked me a question and I answered him. Are you blind? And I'm not blind because I'm looking with my two eyes. You see? Of course, he's telling him, are you blind, as an insult? But the Khalifa took it as a question. So you have to have that kind of skill of self-confidence, self-control, and it gives people what is it? And the guy went back to sleep again, actually. He said, are you blind? And then he goes back to sleep. So he's not inquiring, are you blind means you have eyes or not. He's just not happy. And he took it from the other side, said, as if he's asking me if I'm blind or not. I'm not blind. So that's it. Instead of saying, who are you? Who am I? What is this? What is that? Why are you sleeping in the Haram? What is it? Is it you can sleep? You cannot sleep? Why are on my path? Actually, if you're not sleeping here, I wouldn't have tripped. Yeah, come on. That's what we do, by the way. Our everyday life. We get to the nitty-gritties and forget about the main issue. Husband and wife come and sit in front of me. And I'm trying to coach them or mentor them or solve the problem, whatever they are here for. And then they started getting on each other. Sheikh, we are not communicating with each other properly. I said, no problem. And this and that. And I said, okay, let's do such and such. And they start practicing, then they go back to their old ways and they go to the branching off and start fighting with each other. I said, see, you are actually doing what you are complaining of. So you are here for a different reason. We know the solution, but we do not know how to do it, Sheikh. So tell me that. Let's repeat again from half hour ago. So they are sitting here and they are saying, we do not communicate. But they're actually communicating right here. And we need to work on how to communicate, Sheikh. I said, no, you know the solution. You know the solution is not about communication now. It's about how you're seeing each other from before the communication. If how you see each other is solved, communication is solved. What do you mean? How you see each other? You are not seeing her as a wife, as a partner. And you are not seeing him as a husband, as a provider, as a head of household, whom Allah honored to take care of you. You're not seeing that. And that's why you are communicating based on what you think should be. I should be your equal. I should be this. And you should be my servant. You should be there. So the communication is based on that. You are actually communicating, but based on the wrong base. He's talking to you as someone below him. And you are talking to him as someone that you are talking out of spite. You do not like because he's putting you down. So now you are talking to each other in a different way. You are communicating, but in the wrong way. So who is this guy to you? I have to work on that. Who's this woman to you? I have to work on that. Once that's solved, you find the communication. Oh dear, oh honey, what's going on? What do we have for food today? Oh, I forgot, let's order. كده يعني. Communication will go like that. But if they are not looking at each other the way they should, they are communicating, but they are communicating to make it worse. You know, somebody communicate, oh, let's beat up this guy. That's communication. Let's attack these enemies. That's communication, but communication to destroy. Okay, but otherwise, let's negotiate with them. That's communication to build. But communication is communication. So people will say, oh, there is no communication. No, there is a communication problem. There's no communication, that's one issue. But there is communication with the problem, there's a communication problem. And being able to size people up and identifying the problem is main skills of a coach. The book says, for you to understand what coaching is, you actually have to understand what is not. What is it is not. So you have to understand what is what coaching is not. So when people come to you, or you want to go to someone, oh, Sheikh Mamdouh is a very good person. Let me go ask him for coaching. And you are coming actually asking me for things that they are not coaching. And I am excited now. Oh, you come to me. I am the right coach, the right place, the right time, man. I'm going to give it to you. And actually, they are asking you for something that does not need coaching. And what you're going to do is not coaching. So you have to know what is not coaching. All right? Coaching applies only to one-to-one work. Coaching applies only to one-to-one work. Another team can be coached. A team can be coached. A team member or team leader. You make suggestion to a group, such as, why are we rushing through such an important issue? But that's not the coaching we're talking about. The coaching, long-term coaching, has to be one-to-one. I cannot be coaching a team. A team cannot be coaching a team. Now, one person coaching one person. Okay? Coaching is mostly about providing new knowledge and skills. You have to be providing new knowledge and skills. If you're done with that, you're not coaching anymore. You're going to be mentoring. Later, we will learn that. So you have to give new skills and knowledge. You give new skills and knowledge and it's applied, you're done. You have to coach them for something else. Okay? So coaching and providing new knowledge and skills. Coaches need to be expert in something to coach. Cannot come to me to coach you while we are both studying the topic. We are both in chemistry class and you want me to coach you in chemistry class. No, help you, yes. We study, yes, but I'm not coaching you because I'm not an expert in this. Okay, so somebody has to be an expert to coach you to achieve. That not only having enough knowledge, no, they're expert in the field. A good coach does not have to be an outstanding person in the field, but an expert in it. Again, does not to be outstanding in the field. That's why you find a coach overweight, but he's teaching people how to lose weight. That's okay. You find a coach like he does not look in shape, but he is coaching a basketball team member. They say coach for the whole team, but he's actually doing it one-on-one with each one. So that's fine. A mentor, though, that's not accepted. We'll come later to the mentorship. But coach can be like this. Somebody actually can be a famous qari of the Quran. I coach a famous qari of the Quran. But at the end of the day, he has more beautiful voice than me. So how can I'm his coach? Because I don't have to have a beautiful voice in the Quran to teach someone how to perform properly. But I know how to get them to use the gift that they have, which is the nice voice, to recite Quran properly. I know how to do that. Okay? So I listen And I tell them, no, go a little bit higher. No, go a little bit lower. No, that word is like that. Okay. But if me and him go in a competition, he will win. But I'm the one who's fine-tuning that. So a good mechanic is not the best driver of the car, but he can make your car drive the best way, and you utilize the car. Okay, so that's how it is. Like somebody can teach you how to build something, but they themselves cannot build it. But they're a good coach to get you from A to B and B to C. Like, they can get you through that. So coaches need to be expert, not outstanding in something, but expert in it. Coaching has to be done face-to-face. And that's one of the main things. It can be done, but all of these things that we do on the phone and all of that, that's coaching, but not coaching. And this is just to make people feel good about themselves. Okay, so the scholars of the topic, they are saying the face-to-face approach facilitates coaching. Nevertheless, telephone and email are useful alternatives when time and distance create barriers. It's okay. But a worker on a field trip, for example, might send his co-worker coach an email message asking, the customer says that if I make a mistake with this installation, he will never do business with us again. Any suggestions? The word any suggestions is asking for coaching. Who can give the email? That's an alternative. But face-to-face is the best because, facial expressions and all this, videos and video conferencing and all of that, and FaceTime and all this, and the phone does not give you the full depiction of this. And also the feeling. Sometimes when a person is sitting across from you in the room, even if you're not looking at them, you can feel the presence, you can feel the tension from what they do, from what they say. Right? That's coaching. Okay, coaching for you. So to summarize the coaching part, coaching is to help someone achieve or encourage them and empower them to achieve a goal that they have. Helping someone like that. It's a method of helping someone to grow and improve in their respective need or job, by providing suggestions and encouragement. And to be effective, you have to display or have empathy, you have to have active listening, patience with others, self-confidence. You have to have enthusiasm for people, and you have to have the ability to size people up. You have to have knowledge in it. Also, you have to know what you are not. You have to know what you are not. You have to be one-to-one, not other way around. You have to provide knowledge and skills. Knowledge and skills are not you have to provide those things. What about mentoring? Mentoring is also a method of helping others grow and develop, like coaching, helping them grow and develop. But it helps, it involves, or it has a greater range of helping activities and skills than coaching. Mentoring is more hands-on and more comprehensive effort. So coach is like coaching something else, but a mentor is more about the well-being of the person. It's like being a father or a mother or an older brother or someone. In depth, they are deeper, and width, it's wider. So if we're going to give it a physical shape, coaching is more specific and with a skill set to take from A to B. Mentor is more than that. Mentor is like you're catering to everything this person is, their mind, their psyche, their body, their surroundings, and all of that. So it is more skills and activities than coaching. You know, there was a person called Mentor in the Odyssey. So that's where the word comes from. You know, the Odyssey and the Troy, the horse of Troy, and all of the Trojan horse and all that. So Mentor was a wise and trusted friend, as well as a counselor and advisor. So that's where the word comes from, and the Odyssey. So who's a mentor? Is a wise and trusted friend, as well as a counselor and advisor. Someone that you can relate to, you feel comfortable with, talking to them about everything in your life. So it's like a friend, like someone, it's a to-go person, to-go-to person. And he's going to give you good advice, and you're going to take it, and you succeed with it. And you tried that already. That's mentor. Mentor is an individual with advanced experience and knowledge who's committed to giving support and career advice to a less experienced person. So now, you see, remember a coach doesn't have to be an outstanding person in the field, but mentor has to be an outstanding person in the field, very advanced person in the field. So a student who is just registered in Mishka University or going to Medina University, I can be a mentor for them, because they have to come to a person who passed all of this. A new imam has to come to me, I can be their mentor. But another imam can be their coach. Another imam can be their coach, that they do not give khutbah properly, but you have somebody who just graduated with them, but they are giving khutbah for 10 years since they were in high school or middle school. I tell them as a mentor to both, I tell that student number B to coach student number A in giving the khutbah. But he cannot mentor him in being a good imam. I can. All right? While the person with the khutbah, he has a problem with his communication in English. So there is a third imam who is born and raised in the United States. I tell him to coach this guy here in language. They are all three my students. I'm mentoring them. But coaching is more specific. But mentorship is general. I was in their shoes 27 years ago. Okay, so that's why I'm giving them this 27-year experience. They're seeing after 27 years what they should look like or what it is like to be. That's the guy. And he's gonna show us this 27 years. That's mentorship right there. Right? So it's an individual who's advanced experience and knowledge, who's committed to giving support and career advice to a less experienced person. So career advice, long. But a coach is like, you need to know how to sit in your cubicle. You need to know how you answer customer service. You need to know how to lead the salah. You need to know how to give the khutbah as a coach. But to be a good imam, that's a mentor, right? Be a good imam. The less experienced person is always the protege. It's from a French word, is protected. Protege is from French word, it means protected, and someone who is protected. So protege is protected by the knowledge of the mentor, not to make mistakes and stuff. That's what protege is. So mentoring is more important than ever because it supports the modern team-based organization. It helps also as a community. Allah Azza wa Jalla, when He talked to us as a community, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Now we need a mentor to show us how. Otherwise, everybody's figuring it on their own. I want to be united with everybody else, but they keep being jealous. They envy me. They give me the evil eye, and they's bothering me, this and that. How can I a'tasim with Sheikh? Now, my job is to tell you how to a'tasim each one with each one, with each other. I'm sorry. So this is mentorship, right? So the book says, and I'm connecting it to Islam for you. That's also mentorship. When you see a book like this, how are we going to apply it to your deen? You have to look between the lines. You have to see. Do not say this is secular education. No, I'm going to read Quran and Sunnah. Actually, this book might be the reason that you'll understand Quran and Sunnah better. And I'm saying that not because it is better than Quran and Sunnah. No, it is the appropriate tool of our time now to understand what is going on. It is in your Quran already, but you don't get it. This book is not adding much to me. but it is actually defining the things. It's putting them in a defined flow chart, a shape. I like that. I like to take this. My Islam is having everything. So now how can I fit Islam in that model? That is what it is. Yani in my PhD dissertation, in my research, I'm writing about talaq. And you go there and you find the plethora of information about talaq in Islamic literature. I'm just giving you a perspective here. Huh? I'm not comparing, but I'm giving you perspective. So please listen carefully. This lecture here is more academic than anything. So please pay attention. Plethora of information about divorce. Thousands and thousands of pages. Okay? Do I put this information there? I don't need it. My dissertation is about what is talaq in Quran and what is talaq in Texas Family Code, compare between them and see the impact of that on the Muslim minorities in the West. So that's what I want to come out with. So now I have this thousands of pages about divorce in my deen, in my Islam. How I'm going to put it? It's very hard. Now, when I look at the Texas Family Code, again, I'm not comparing here. I look at Texas Family Code, I find very organized steps. Pages are limited. It's a big book like this, but it has everything divorce. Everything. If you have that book, you'll find everything. No question which is unanswered. مش ممكن. They answered all the questions already. If there's a new question or a new approach, they go to the Supreme Court and they will do it. So they have a system, they have a procedure, they have a process. And then I see one page there that turned everything around for me. One page there in one of the websites, lawyers' websites, that they said there are templates there, what a divorce is, they put it in a flow chart. From the time a person thinks about divorce or the couple thinks about divorce until they get a divorce decree. It's a flow chart. It's a consent divorce or non-consent, non-contested divorce, contested or not contested. And if it's not contested, this is the procedure. And if it's contested, it's the procedure. And both of them will reach to the level that appearing in the court. Appearing in the court to get a temporary order or a final order. If you get a final order, then you get it like this. Temporary order, this is what you do. Now, do you have children or you don't have children? And then it goes, do you have assets or you don't have assets? That. Everything is like in front of you like this. So any lay person knows exactly what's going to happen without even going to a lawyer. Is this the case in our Muslim countries? No. No way. People will find out when they find out. You know what I'm saying? They will find out when they find out. But before they cannot calculate things. You go there and we'll see how it goes. And everyone have a different experience. So now how can I take this model and put it right here and then get all this knowledge through it? You see? So I get this system or this module and put it right here in the field. Now all this plethora of information, I want it to come through this funnel here. So it fits where it is. It's like coin. You go put the coin on the machine and the machine, categorize it. The quarters goes here. That is what we need as Muslim minorities here. You do agree or you don't agree? So that's what we need as Muslim minority here. We need a system. People have been flocking to the court. It's not because they despise Islam. I used to think like that 2 or 3 years ago. It's not because they despise Islam or some of them, they are not comfortable with the Sharia. Some of them have hypocrisy. We understand that. Some of them, they want the money more, but this is okay. But in general, the rule is people want to go to something that they can figure out, they understand, they go pay a lawyer and the lawyer will take care of it. But when we come to our Sharia, Sheikh, what are my rights in talaq? This, and according to Hanafi, according to Maliki, that's not what I want. I want to know exactly what it is. Now, if you are studying fiqh, yes, I'm going to give you all of that. But now there's a case in the court docket, and I need to know my rights. And that's what I'm working on, to develop these templates that people, before they get married, that's what you need. 1, 2, 3, pick up those, read this literature, go on the online, fill this application, fill this, will tell you exactly what you need for your marriage. Once you do that, then you come and we'll give you a template of a marriage contract. Check. Yes, no, both. And then, we develop a marriage contract for you. Contract, huh? And then, once you agree on that, then you go do the nikah. And then this becomes your prenup. At the time of, if Allah forbid, a divorce comes or anything like that, no issue, because you already wanted Islamic arbitration in the first line of the prenup. You go to any court, she goes to any court, I go to any court, the judge will say, go to your Islamic thing. That I figured, by the way, and I asked, and it is legal 100%. You can say in the marriage contract, we want Islamic arbitration in case there is dispute. Plus, now you already confined it, because the Texas law says, if you do that, then they cannot bypass it. You want religious arbitration, fine. Come to me with an agreement, I'll issue a divorce decree. That's what the government says. So that's mentorship. Like when you are an expert in a field and you train people on it, that's mentorship. So coach, you go coach someone in a specific thing. Let me go for salah, inshallah, and then we'll continue next time. Sallallahu alaihi wa sallam wa baraka ala sayyidina Muhammad wa alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Assalamu alaikum. Sorry,